Hello Electroheads. You might remember us from about a year ago when we did a video with the Fiido.
Hello Electroheads.
That little bike was incredible and you guys loved it so much we got almost 1 million views on that. This time we got something even better, the EMove Roadrunner. It's pretty much like a Fiido, it's like a seated electric scooter. It has dual motors on the front and the rear. It has a giant 26 amp hour battery in the center and it's a hell of a lot of fun. So today we're gonna give you a little review of that. We're gonna take it around Stratford, see what you think. When I was at school in London, it was always the dream to have a little mini motorbike. But back then you couldn't get them in electric, so there were always little combustion engines that were built like crap and never worked. So this is my moment now, at the age of 31, to finally be that child I always wanted to be. It's actually pretty comfortable, you know, it looks silly as hell, but I could ride many, many miles like this, I reckon. On that, let's go to Tesco's, get a little soft drink for this sunny day. The throttle is actually really smooth and the handling's amazing. I didn't expect that from a micro bike, but the feathering on the throttle, it doesn't just go boom, it doesn't just boost at you. It's really tame, I like that. Nice little curb drop, felt pretty good. This one doesn't have the double suspension, like the rear suspension like the Roadrunner 2, but that rear suspension adds so much weight. I mean, this stays at 25 kilos, which makes it quite manageable. You can still carry it, stick it in a car. Well, seems to go quite neatly into a lift. Get some content.
So it's a beautiful day out, man.
Yeah, brakes are pretty good. They're not hydraulic brakes like the new Roadrunner or the Roadrunner Pro, but mechanical brakes, then they do the job well. I mean, it's such a small bike. You have too much braking power and you're gonna fly off the front.
Aww.
And that suits you.
Look
Look at that. Little mini Electrohead right here.
In this video, I'm riding the version 1 of the Roadrunner, but a version 2 is coming to the UK in August 2023, so it may already be out by the time you watch this video. The bikes are almost identical to look at, but the version 2 has a thicker, longer saddle for improved comfort, an updated thumb throttle based on feedback from users, and tubeless, slightly thicker treaded tyres. And it will retail at £1,875. That said, Electroheads is offering an early bird price of £1,499. A saving of £396. Only 250 units are available at this price point, and once they're gone, they're gone. You can secure your early bird discount with a £25 pre-order deposit by following the link in the description. We'll email you a request for the final payment before shipping your Roadrunner to you. And because we know times are tough right now, we're offering a split payment option, such as Klarna or pay later on the final balance.
Now, one of the questions I always think when I see someone on one of these little mini monkey bikes is like, how is that to live with? To be honest, this is one of the most comfortable e-rides I've ever ridden. The sitting position's lovely. I think I could do a good 50 miles on this with no problem. Yeah, I mean, it's quite a surprise to think that this could actually be a practical commuter for getting around a town. I mean, since it's so small, I'm gonna get through all the gaps, and I'm also gonna be able to store it in all kinds of nifty places, whether it's the office or in my house. And because it doesn't need pedals, it doesn't need all the geometry that bikes normally need, so it gets away with a lot. It's a very nifty, elegant design. We tried the Fiido last year, and that bike was very much the kind of bike where you buy it and you customize the hell out of it. But this bike you can ride straight out. The display is neat. On the right, you've got the throttle, and then you've also got the activator for the 2 motors, so you can ride with 1 or 2 motors, which is quite handy if you want to save some power. Then the whole handlebar is adjustable. And you can see, like, I'm riding one hand, no problem, which shows the level of stability that this ride has. But having adjustable handlebars means that you can adjust it for your ride to your posture and what's comfortable for you. It says that this bike can be ridden by riders up to 6 foot, and I'm 6 foot, and this is working pretty well. I might look silly, but I can't see that, only you can see that.
You look so stupid!
It's got nice handlebar grips as well. Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect to be so comfortable on a bike like this. This is pretty damn cool. better than that thing over there. That looks mashed.
What the hell is even that?
The idea of having a front and a rear motor is pretty interesting. You know, you never see that on a motorbike. Why? Probably because you need a chain and a drivetrain to run it. But with electric motors, you can have a motor on the front. And is that a good thing? I mean, it's probably good for off-road, but something about the idea that no other motorcycle company does motors on the front makes me think maybe there's a reason they don't do that. I mean, tell us about your motorcycle theory and your knowledge on that and whether it is a good idea.
Oh, yeah, that would be disastrous. It would kill everyone on Earth.
So just talking through some of the components that really stick out on this bike. I mean, mud guards. The mud guards are lovely. They fit nice. They make the bike look like a proper little mini motorbike. It's those additional features that make it really usable in town. And then you've also got like these 14-inch tires, which have a nice amount of tread on them. They look like just the right kind of wheel to be on a bike like this. And cornering feels comfortable. Then you've got the pegs. Instead of pedals, you got pegs, like a little motorbike, which, like, they're quite comfortable. The geometry of the frame, I mean, that's something very unique about this bike. Having a removable battery is super handy. You know, it works well so that the center of mass is right around here, right around the center of the bike, and it's low. And to remove it, you're just gonna pull it straight out the back. So I think that's a pretty nifty design, especially with the size of it. 26 amp hour, 48 volts. I mean, that's enough to get you 50 miles of range around town, which is lovely. The overall design of like the chunky squared out frame, I think is the most attractive part of this bike. And the seat is cozy. You know, it's a memory foam seat. Whether you could fit 2 riders on this or not, I'm not sure about that. But so far, it's a very cozy seat. Then you've got the front forks and the whole front setup. It's nice to have suspension on something so small. So with the front forks and the memory foam on the back, it's quite a nice mix. And then you've got the front headlight, which is activated from the handlebars, which is very nice. On the version 2, it's a bigger headlight and some components have been upgraded, but overall it's the same power, it's the same frame, it's the same design, and this bike, you know, it is a bike. The version 2 has a few more refined features, but generally the version 1, there's no overkill here. It is quite nicely designed for each component hand in hand. Right, embarrassingly, I've only just worked out how to switch on the front motor. So now I've got dual motors going, and this thing is whippy. It is so much more fun. I ride a mid-drive e-bike with a 750 watt motor. So this has got 850 watts of power between the 2 motors. That is all you need. It's perfect. I'm not really a fan of riding scooters unless they're really well made. I like bikes a lot more, and this thing is just right in that middle ground where it's so low to the ground that it's like being on a go-kart, and with the little wheels, oh. With 2 2,000 watt motors, this thing would be unreal. I think maybe we should try this thing off-road and see how the dual motors go. I just need to say, I have ridden this trail many times. I've never had as much fun on this trail as on this bike. This is crazy. It is so small that it just makes everything fun. You know, I said I was a bit skeptical about dual motor action, but this front wheel is just picking up the traction and is just making this thing so nimble around here. Yeah, you ain't getting up here with me with this. Come on, Flintstones it. All right, well, that's the highway. We're not going over that way. Go back. Yeah, well, that's a pretty decent little hill test right there. Not super punchy up the hill, but Flintstones and helps. Why don't we try that benchmark hill test, the Olympic one? Do it. Oh. If it wasn't for my crap steering, I would have done that. Hey, but I can still walk it. I don't know how much you got of that, but I got up there. Thankfully, I can Flintstones it because it's so small. You can just, like, you can get through anything. I know, another test is top speed test. They say this thing can go 35 miles an hour. Let's see if it can. All right, I'm flat out, currently uphill. We're at 20 miles an hour. Now you get aerodynamics gonna help. 21.
21.
Well, that's about 31 miles an hour. That's pretty good. Oh man, it's got more we do that again, it's got more modes. It's got more power. Well, that speed test was a bit, yeah, not quite right, because we're only on mode 1. Now we're on mode 3, proper speed test. This thing just keeps giving. Oh. I feel like I'm going about 100 miles an hour because I'm so close to the ground. Woo! Well, that was about 32 miles an hour and over speed bumps at 30. That's pretty mad.
If you're looking to buy this bike or you want more info, check out the link in the description. We offer split payment options such as Klarna and Pay Later, so you can spread the cost of this awesome e-ride. If you have any questions about the Roadrunner, or if you want to come to our London Bridge showroom for a test ride, email us at hello@electroheads.com.
And I genuinely think, like, bikes this size are a great idea. I mean, I'm 6 foot and it works, but imagine if you were like 4 foot, 5 foot. This is ideal for you. It makes sense in the development of bike technology. If you don't need a petrol tank, you don't need all these large components, why have them? So why not have bikes this size that are meant for cities? Makes total sense. So to conclude, I am very impressed with this Roadrunner. After riding the Fiido last year and showing you guys that, I am actually also sitting on the bike in the way I fell off the Fiido last time, so I'm not gonna do that on this video as much as you love that. You've enjoyed your chance to... Oh! Spending a good few hours with this Roadrunner, I'm really converted by the kind of geometry of a mini bike like this. This seated scooter handles better than any scooter I've ever ridden. And it handles the power, it just handles so much better than any other scooter I've ridden. What can I say? Check out the Electroheads marketplace, check out the Roadrunner, have yourself a ride. If you want to come and test ride it, come down to Electroheads and you can see what this thing's really like.